Hello, this is Kira Nelson, and this is my presentation for interpersonal communication. Throughout this presentation, I will be showing you pictures matched with terms that directly reflect who I am as a person in society. The first one is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is one person's ability to understand other people's emotions at any given time. I chose this picture because I consider myself to have a very high emotional intelligence. I'm very empathetic and sympathetic, and I can understand where most people come from when they act a certain way or express their emotions. My second term is social comparison. Social comparison is the act of comparing oneself to others in a society. I do this a lot. I compare how much money I make to other people. I compare my social standing with other people all the time. I use the picture because most people use the term apples to oranges when you're comparing something. Our third term is social anxiety. Social anxiety is a fear that you won't make a good impression or make a bad impression amongst other people in a social situation. I suffer from social anxiety. I fear that whatever I do, I will always be looked down upon or hated. Negative bias. Negative bias is when you use the negative attributes of a person when you're making a perception about them. I tend to do this quite frequently. I wish it was something that I didn't do, and I'm working on it. But I tend to focus on the negative attributes that I see in people when I first meet them. Competence face. Competence face is the action or the feeling that one must appear competent or intelligent to others. This is something that I struggle with every day. I always feel that I'm looked at as stupid or unintelligent. I use the picture as a doctor because doctors in their everyday profession need to use competence face in order to go about their job. Expressive talk. Expressive talk is the action of expressing emotion or feelings. This is something that I wish I was better at, and that's why I chose this term. I have trouble expressing emotions or even thoughts sometimes, but I'm working on this, and that is something that I wish I was better at. I use the picture because it is a loving embrace, and it looks like these two people in the picture are engaging in expressive talk. Profanity. Profanity is rude or vulgar language. I chose this because I engage in profanity almost every day. I use swear words and vulgarity all the time. I don't use it out of anger, mostly out of humor, but it's still something I use every day. I use the picture from A Christmas Carol when young little Charlie is being punished for using a swear word by having his mother put soap in his mouth. Femininity. Femininity is the term used for the feminine role that is implied on women. As a woman, I am expected to have a more demure and nurturing behavior in society. And I do sometimes. I am very demure in social situations and very quiet and not very abrasive. Gesticulation. Gesticulation is the use of body or hands in a given when you're trying to communicate. I do this all the time. I talk with my hands and I am very expressive with my body when I communicate with others. I use the doll because this doll is used by artists to move the hands and body so that they could progress in figure drawing. Our last term is equivocation. Equivocation is a form of deception. It involves avoiding answering a question by answering it in a vague manner. This is something that I do a lot to avoid confrontational situations. And I use the picture of a politician because politicians are known for doing this. They avoid questions by bringing up different subjects, which makes it seem like the answer is answered, but it's really not. And that is my presentation for interpersonal communication. Thank you.